Hey everybody, it is Freekbass and welcome to this week's edition of BASSTalk with Freekbass. I'm your host, guess who? Freekbass. But thank you. I'm here every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. You can find us all kinds of places. If you're watching over at Facebook, which is Facebook Music, or excuse me, facebook.com/freekbassmusic. Hello to all you Facebook people. If you're watching me over at YouTube, which hopefully you are over there too as well, please hit your subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up if you get a chance. That's youtube.com, the Freekbass channel. And you can find us a lot of other social media platforms too, like Twitch and Instagram and all kinds of fun places, so which are all Freekbass as well. So we talk everything bass here each week. I know we have a lot of viewers that come back each week. Thanks so much for joining me every week. It really means so much. And if you're watching, say, like at a place like Facebook and you're digging it, if you can hit your share button, that will be wonderful. It gets out to even more bass players, so it's a good thing. And if you're not a bass player and you're just here for the hang, that is awesome too. We get a lot of those too, and maybe one day you might go pick up a bass, because like I always say, the world would be a better place if we had a lot more bass. I think that's what I said. I don't know. I change it a little bit each week. But hey, so for this week, what we're going to do is we are going to dive in. Last week, we talked a little bit about hammer-ons and pull-offs and incorporating those into a slap bass line. So I wanted to kind of maybe even like pull it back a little bit, I kind of put together like this real simple. I have so many people ask me about like thumping and slapping and double thumb stuff and all kinds of stuff and plucking. So I thought I would write another, just a very simple little bass line that incorporates some thumping, some plucking. It sounds really nice, very easy to do if you're just starting out. It incorporates the E strings. You don't have to worry about bumping into those other strings. And then also incorporating a little bit of those hammer-ons and pull-off stuff that we talked about last week. So let me play it for you a little bit, kind of get you, set the mood, get you in the groove, grab your bass if you haven't done so already. And let's see, I did it right here on my Boss RC505, and it goes something like this. There you go. And so that is the bass line. Let me show you real quickly, just with no drums, just the bass line itself. It goes like this. Okay, so let's jump right into it. Let me show you what I'm doing. I'll briefly talk a little bit about the technique itself. If this is your first time to try to thump and pluck on the bass, if you've been around here on this channel for a while, you've probably taken a few swings at it already. But if you haven't, that's all good. If it's your first time here, we're so glad you're here too as well. So, so just to start, when you thump and you pluck on bass, the big thing is you're actually like hitting the string with your thumb bone right here, like right about right there, and that is where the point of impact is. And just like when you first started playing guitar or bass with your left hand and you started developing calluses on your fingertips, you're going to start developing a callus there on your thumb too, which is good because it hardens up. So when you start hitting the string right there too as well, it gets more of a kind of an edgier metallic kind of sound. So at first it won't be quite as intense as that, but that will develop over time. Now the big thing is which I always mention a lot, you hear me talk about on this channel, is when you're thumping, first off, if someone's holding your arm, you should still be able to do it. It's just you're making a thumbs up, and it's all this motion, almost like a drummer playing a hi-hat, but it's this motion, and you're letting the thumb bounce off the string. You're not like, a lot of times I'll have like students of mine, and they'll be like, why aren't I getting any tone? It's not tone. Well, it's because you're not letting the bounce happen. You're literally physically, let me see if I can kind of go this angle a little bit. See, it's like my thumb's not really even doing the work. It's more like just like when you jump on a trampoline, it's like when your feet jump up and down on a trampoline. It's that same kind of concept. So, and then, so that's where we're going to start this bass line. So you're just going to hit an E. That's pretty simple, right? Just like that. And then we're going to pluck just 7, 9, 7 on your G string, which is D, E, D, like that. And you see, I'm literally, there's a reason they call it plucking, because that's what I'm doing. And I'm getting my index finger underneath that string and just pulling. And for me, I think it sounds best when you really give a good yank on that string. Now, you're never physically going like this with your finger, because you will wear out pretty quick. It's almost like someone stuck a hook on your finger and you were... Okay, so that's the beginning of the line. All right, so that's pretty easy, right? So just E on your lowest E string, and then 7, 9, 7. All right? Then we're going to incorporate a little bit what we talked about in last week's lesson. Now, if you want to go back and watch, whether you're on YouTube or you're on Facebook, if you're on Facebook, obviously just scroll down the feed after this. But on YouTube, you can just go back and search on, there's a whole playlist on the Freekbass channel. And by the way, did I say, when I said youtube.com, the Freekbass channel, I can't remember if I said that. I always get that and the Facebook Freekbass Music confused. So again, Facebook is facebook.com Freekbass Music. YouTube.com is the Freekbass channel. All right. So, but what you're going to do, and again, we covered a lot of this last week. So if you want to go really in depth, go check out last week's lesson. But what we're doing is I'm thumping again on the E string, but I'm hammering. I'm hitting 5, the 5th fret, which is A, and I'm coming down to 7 on the E. So 5 to 7, A to B, and then I'm plucking the 5th fret on the D and coming back to the 7 on the A. And that's like a hammer-on, but I'm not even using my right hand for that. So, see? Thump, pluck, and then coming back like that. All right? So far we got... Okay, and then all I do then, the second line, I make it like a 4-bar line. It's the same exact thing. But I make the ending different on the second. We just end on the 5th fret on the D. So that's another thing. We talk a little bit about how important it is to write bass lines in here. What I always do when I create a bass line is, and I suggest maybe you think about doing this too, I think of a real simple line, so like with this one, for instance, like the original line was that first thing I did, and I was like, well, I don't want to just every single time make the ending like that, so I just wanted to still make it still have kind of a hook to it, like a singing hook, da 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 da, you know what I mean, almost like Woody the Woodpecker, da 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 da, kind of thing. But then the second time we're going to give a little variation, da da da, so it's still the same bass line, but there's a little bit of variation on it. And as for a listener, it makes it a little more interesting to listen to, so it's kind of, for me, I think it's kind of a cool thing. Some of my favorite bass lines are like that, where it's just one small little tweak of one thing each time that kind of makes it a little bit different. Okay, so then you add that all together. Like that. Let me put it again with this here real quick so you get the full effect. So, whoops, my mic's starting to take a little fall there. And that is the bass line. Very, very simple. Again, and I'll do it really, really slow right now. So, we got this. So, E, thump E, 7, 9, 7. And you see, you can kind of see how far I'm not like, pulling my hand this far away to try to make it look cool or exaggerate. I'm really yanking those strings, and I really think when you pluck like that, it really develops a really nice tone. So then we have the 5 to 7 hammer, 5D pluck, which is a G, and then you come back on that. And you kind of see, I'm almost like thinking, almost like this is almost like these 3 fingers are together as one finger. So that gives you a little more strength coming down, as opposed to like, it's more. So physically, that gives you a little more strength. And the second time is just like a variation on that. And there it is. Really, one more time just to get out of here real quick. That's it. So check that out. Do it really slow. Gradually build your tempo up to wherever you want it. You can play it at a faster tempo too. It sounds cool at a quicker tempo too if you want to eventually make that your goal. But wherever you land, just stay with that and stay locked in that groove right there. That's the most important part. Thank you for joining me here this week on BASSTalk with Freekbass. Make sure Saturday night, got an amazing guest. If you haven't gone back, by the way, last Saturday night I had the amazing Mr. Steve Stevens on Saturday Night Chit Chat. Billy Idol, Michael Jackson. That's still available at the Facebook page. Just scroll down, you will see that there. This week, this Saturday, we're back to our normal time. Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. We have the amazing Mr. John Waite. John Waite from the Babies, singer from the Babies. Also from Bad English, obviously wrote an incredible #1 song, I've Been Missing You, I think is the actual technical name for it. But yeah, so make sure, I'm super excited about to have him on the show. He's on Saturday at 9 p.m. And then right after the show, literally, that goes from 9 to 10 p.m., I'm jumping over to Twitch. That's twitch.tv Freekbass. And I'm starting a new show. It's called Live Groove Creation with Freekbass. I'm going to be rocking for a couple hours on there on Twitch every week at that time. So 9 p.m. Eastern time there. If you're not a Twitch person, go over there, sign up for an account. It's free. And follow me. That's freekbass.tv. /Freekbass and Live Groove Creation. I'm going to be sitting there with you, talking to you. I'm just going for it. I have no idea exactly what I'm going to do yet. Exactly. I'm going to use all these toys that are around me right here, and we're just going to have a great time. So that's it. Thanks for being with me on BASSTalk with Freekbass. Again, I'll be back here for this next Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Thank you, everybody. Have an amazing week. Play more bass. The world would be a better place if we played more bass.